Hello all, this is your video about the APA format. In education, all references and in-text citations are mostly in the APA format. So the best way to do it is obviously to have the book, that is the APA guide, the 6th edition. But another way to do it is to use your Google. So if you use APA format and type that in, the first one that opens up is the Purdue OWL from the Purdue University, which has been the most go-to source in every case. So if you look at this, it tells you the general APA guidelines about a page header, running header, section, title page. You have, this is how the title page for an APA looks like. You have a running header, you have your title, you have your name, and then you have your university, which would be the Midwestern State University. You do not have to worry about the abstract. What you want to look at is the resources. How are you going to cite the resources? So if I go up here, it provides reference list for what is the basic rules for authors and authors, multiple authors, for books, for other print sources, electronic sources, non-print sources. So if I click on this and it shows me what I have is the basic rule of it is the first line of your reference list should be indented 1/2 inch from the left margin. Like after the first line, it is called a hanging indentation. They are inverted, author names are inverted, last name, first name. And then here is an example of it. Capitalize all words in the journal titles. Those are very important. The journal title should be in full. I'm not going to read through all of these, but I'm going to show you guys an example. So if you have a single author, look at this. Last name, comma, the first name, first initial, periods, middle name, first initial period, the year, and then only the first letter of the title of the article is capitalized, everything else. And then here is your journal, current directions in psychological sciences, and 11. This every letter of the name, like the word, is capitalized, it is italicized with your, this is your issue number, the volume, even only the volume is italicized, not the issue number. And here is your page numbers. It does not put PP there. So here is there the way you do it for a single author. If you have for two authors, you have an and in between, and then you have a comma. It follows the same thing. If it has a colon, then your first letter is capitalized. Otherwise, it isn't. 3 to 7 authors. This is how it looks like in your reference list. This is what you need for your library search report, is to convert your articles into the references, APA reference format. Another resource is you can always use an online APA generator. The only problem with an online APA generator format is, if you do a citation format, is make sure you look at your APA generator and it is correct. It is a manual entry. You can try it. You have your journal. And you can choose any one. This is the first one that I chose. So you can choose any of those APA format. And so here you are going to enter all the information, authors and everything, the titles, the year published, the page numbers and all those things. And then you're going to create citation. And that would help you create citation. Another easier way that I have always found is, suppose you got the citation from a Google Scholar. I'm going to type just a very broad one that says, in the classroom, if you look at this, and if I am using, let's say I'm using this book, I can click on these sign over here and it gives me the APA citation for this, and I can copy and paste it. So if I find an article from the library database, I can always do a Google search, and even though the article is not available, I can always cite it, find the citation on Google Scholar. So those are also another way of doing it. The same thing is also available for you through the library database. Let me show you that. So if I go to the library database, let me open that. So here's my Moffat library. When I go down to find a database, you all are graduate students and must have done research before. So I'm assuming you know how to go to the library database, but if you need me to give you a PowerPoint or a video about it, I would be more than happy to. So if I'm using Academic Search Complete and I type in, let's say, technology, I'm just using the same one, technology in the classroom, and I find an article that I like, and I open that article up. Even if it doesn't open up, there is a button here that says cite, and when I click on it, it gives me the citation in the APA format. Now look here, this citation is incorrect because the last name is all capitalized and only the first letter needs to be capitalized. So you still have to go in and make sure that the citation is correct. But this really helps you. Like all these letters that are capitalized needed to be lowercase. So that is one of those things for you to keep in mind. So if I look at this one, this is the Google Scholar one, and if you'll see it, it has quotes. Oh, it does not have quote when I'm looking at the APA one. Chicago is another one that has become really prominent in the education world, but we are going to go with the APA format. I'm going to open up, I'm going to try to find out a book so that you guys can see. Here is a book. And this is the APA format for a book. There is another one over there. And here is the APA format for this one. So if you look at this one, you're going to see that the journal is completely italicized, and then the volume is italicized and not the issue number. And here is your page numbers. Once again, any question, please do not hesitate to post on the course question discussion board. I am here to support you guys become successful and appreciate the research that happens, the intricacies that goes into citing and into developing a research literature review. Best of luck, everyone.